Hey everyone, welcome into another episode of the Spoiler Alert podcast. Dylan and Ty here. I'm gonna do as little talking as possible because I'm dying here, and I'm gonna have to cut out a whole bunch of me coughing. But that's okay. I'm here. That's all right. I'm gonna get through my parts, and then Ty. This is a Ty show.
This is my time to shine, baby. I was gonna hop in and do it solo if I had to, but I'm glad we got you here for it.
Let's do it. So let's kick it off quick. As usual, we'll go into the upcoming movies of the week. This is a good week of movies, Ty. I know you're excited here.
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen anything yet on this list?
No, but starting tomorrow, I think I'm going to be at the movies tomorrow, Friday, and Saturday. It's looking like This is definitely the best week we've had. I said it before, but this is definitely the best week of upcoming movies we've had.
Absolutely agree on this one. I think it was, 2 weeks ago where we're like, this is a good one.
Yeah.
Last week was kind of
we didn't even end up going. Yeah, we didn't even end up seeing anything from the last couple of weeks. We're like, huh.
Yeah. But we're back. It's all right.
We're back.
So first one, probably the one you're most excited for, Evil Dead Rise. So a twisted tale of two estranged sisters whose reunion cut short by the rise, haha, it's part of the movie title, by the rise of flesh-possessing demons, thrusting them into a primal battle for survival as they face the most nightmarish version of family imaginable. So obviously, people know what Evil Dead is at this point. The older generation knows, our generation knows, and maybe this is the one for the newer generation to kick it off. So hearing a lot of good things about it. It is currently sitting at an 8.2 on IMDb. All critic reviews look pretty good. Ty, I think you heard even a bit more about how twisted this one is.
Yeah, this definitely was one of the scariest trailers that I think I've probably ever seen, especially the Red Band trailer. It definitely is looking like it's going to be amazing and it's going to live up to that hype. I think it's hit like a 95% on Rotten Tomatoes with like 40 reviews, so it might drop a little bit, but either way, it's looking to be like one of the best horror movies in a while, I think.
And we were just talking how like it's time for that. We've been waiting for a good horror for a good bit. It's like Scream was good, but I honestly don't even consider Scream horror at this point.
Right.
It's like after a certain point or number of sequels, you kind of know what it is. It's not scary anymore. It's just more fun, slasher, whatever. This, I hope it's going to be new. Ty, I know you liked the old one. Or, well, I guess I can't say the old one. The previous one. And I didn't. I'm on the other side of there, sadly. But hopefully we come together on this one, and it is a fantastic movie. I never root for a movie to be bad, really, unless Jared Leto's in it. But that's kind of it.
Yeah, I'm excited. I can't wait. 7:00 tomorrow can't come soon enough. I'm excited. It'll be a good one, I think.
Let's go. Put it out on the TikTok when you go.
Oh, definitely. I'll fire it up in the car. That's my go-to. I just do it as soon as I get out in the car.
Yeah, keep it fresh in the mind,
I think I'm going to get, that's what I wanted to do today. Give myself a little notepad so I can start writing down instead of trying to type it on my phone if I have a note during the movie.
You need like that little glow in the dark ink.
Yeah, that would be perfect.
It's like the middle school girls that used to have all that.
Yeah.
Next one here, another horror. Probably the biggest name in horror, I think, for the past, 5 years or so. Ari Aster coming out with his new film, Beau is Afraid, starring Joaquin Phoenix, Amy Ryan as well, Nathan Lane. Ty, I'll ask you this. From our childhood, do you know who Nathan Lane played?
Nathan Lane. I can't say that the name's ringing a bell.
I think if you heard his voice, you would really know. But he was in The Lion King. And he played
I see.
Little Timon.
I looked him up. Yeah, he was in that movie. The was it Mouse Hunt or something like that, or Mouse Trap, something like that?
Yes, yeah,
Mouse Hunt. There it is. Yeah, okay, I know who this guy is. Yeah.
So he's really good. He was also in Austin Powers Goldmember. Remember Foxy Cleopatra's talking through like that guy?
Yeah,
it was him.
Okay, he's been in a lot of stuff. I just haven't heard that name in so long.
Yeah, he's fantastic. So that'll be good. Does he play the older version of him? No, he doesn't. He's just someone else. Okay. But Ty, were you able to find this?
So it's looking like it's only going to be in a couple theaters. I don't know why it's not a very wide release. It's looking like I'm going to have to go down to Pittsburgh to see this on Saturday, but I'm absolutely going to because I can't wait to see this. It seems like it's going to be weird and wild as hell. It kind of seems like it almost similar vibe as like Infinity Pool was, where it's kind of going to be polarizing. Like it's at 75% critic approval and 64% audience, so which isn't very high, especially for an Ari Aster movie, but 7.5 on IMDb. So, and like we were just talking about how Ari Aster did an AMA on Reddit.
Mm-hmm.
He had a lot of stuff talking about this movie. It just made me even more excited. It was supposed to originally be called Disappointment Boulevard, which I never knew, but he said he changed it because there's scripts of the movie floating around with that title still.
Oh, interesting.
And he also said that he loves that he's getting these mixed reviews like this. So this is probably exactly what he wanted, a weird just passion project.
Yeah, the thing is, he has the name now, so people are going to go see it.
Yeah.
And he can just be as weird as fuck as he wants.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I still don't really know what the hell it is, but I'm excited to see it. Yeah. I don't know why it's not getting a wider release, but yeah.
Yeah, it's it looks a little brighter.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely brighter than Hereditary.
Yeah.
Not as bright as Midsommar. Midsommar was very bright.
That was one of the best parts about Midsommar is that it takes place in the daylight like that.
Yeah, everything's very noticeable in that movie, especially when they hammer those dudes like old watermelons.
He also said this is a movie he's most proud of, and working with Joaquin Phoenix was the best experience he's ever had. So whenever the director's saying shit like that, it makes me even more excited to see the movie.
Glad Joaquin is getting that kind of recognition now. You know, I know
Joaquin is him.
Growing up, people were disappointed that he wasn't his brother, you know, after his brother passed away or whatever. And it's just kind of a shame, but he's really grown into it. He's fantastic.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm excited. I'll probably have to explain to you all about it next week's episode. So I can't wait.
Yeah, I hope so. I'm going to go into the third one I'm most excited about rather than the one I have in order here. But Guy Ritchie's The Covenant. So he has 2 movies coming out this year, which is impressive. When this first was shown, when I first saw the trailer, I did not realize that it was Guy Ritchie.
I know.
So it's kind of a good thing they put his name in the fucking title.
It's got a completely different vibe than the rest of his movies, it seems like. More down to earth, more like gritty. Yeah. Doesn't seem like it has like his stylized version of action.
Yeah, there's no heist. There's no like crew getting together.
Yeah.
It seems to just be Jake Gyllenhaal going to get the guy who saved his life.
Yeah. And from what I'm seeing so far, it's doing really well. It's at an 81 critic approval on Rotten Tomatoes, and apparently Jake Gyllenhaal and the other guy that stars just great in the movie. So that's awesome. I love Jake Gyllenhaal. This is going to be sick. I did get my tickets for this one. I'll be seeing this on Friday.
Very nice. So to read off there, Guy Ritchie's The Covenant follows U.S. Army Sergeant John Kinley, played by Jake Gyllenhaal, and an Afghan interpreter, Ahmed, played by Dar Salim. So that doesn't tell a whole bunch here, but essentially in the trailer, they have an interpreter, this Ahmed guy, and he saves Jake Gyllenhaal's life. And now Ahmed has a price on his head by the Taliban, and he's going to go back and save him.
Hell yeah. That's an awesome premise for a movie right off the bat. I love a good war movie, man. Especially like we don't see too many modern warfare movies. Like as lame as it is to say, oh, modern warfare, but we really don't.
Right. Yeah, well, what? In the early 2000s, it was like every movie was being like that.
Yeah.
You know, Black Hawk Down, anything really that Matt Damon was in.
Mm-hmm. Lately, it's just all been like World War One.
Yeah, people really digging into
on the Western Front, 1917, all that.
I think that's fair because a lot of the times World War One was overshadowed, by World War II.
Right.
When World War One was supposed to be the war to end all wars, and look how that went.
Exactly.
Looking at the cast list here, Alexander Ludwig, I did not realize that I should recognize him. He was Kato in the original Hunger Games.
Okay. And I think he's looking familiar. He's in Lone Survivor, another, I guess, Modern
Yes.
Warfare movie from about 10 years ago now, so not that recent, but I knew he looked familiar.
Yeah. So there's that. He's also Ken in Nicki Minaj's Super Freaky Girl music video. So fun fact there.
Oh, that's where I recognized him from.
That's it. That's the one. Next one here. I don't know how to pronounce it because it's spelled all French. Uh, Chevalier or Chevalier, something like that. Based
Oh,
on the
I saw
true
this. I
story.
saw this. I saw a commercial for this the other day, and the way they pronounce it infuriates me.
Oh, what is it?
Chevalier.
Yeah,
Chevalier.
fuck them. Yeah, I'm not going with that one. I'm calling it Chevalier to piss everyone off.
And we're gonna have
Um,
some more French shit coming up. Just another spoiler down the line here, so we're gonna have to brush up on our French here.
uh, retreat.
Baguette.
Baguette. All right. This I don't care about this movie at all. It looks boring. It's not getting great reviews. But it's based on the true story of composer Joseph Bologna is what I'm going to say, but it's probably Ballone or something. Chevalier de St. George's, Jesus, the illegitimate son of an African slave and a French plantation owner who rises to heights in French society as a composer before an ill-fated love affair. None of that sounds interesting to me. It sounds like a lesser Tar.
Mm-hmm.
And just from the trailer, it looks like it's a little, how do I say, piped up more than maybe what the true story is.
Yeah,
If that makes sense. Yeah.
I'm not a big period piece guy. These are like just so far out of my realm of interest, I would say. I don't care for like any of this, like the powdered wigs and shit. Like, get out of here.
Mm,
It's boring.
yeah. Uh, Laura Crane from Scream 6 is in it.
Samara Weaving's in it too. She's been in some stuff.
Oh, that's who I meant. That's her real name.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's been in a lot of stuff. Ready or Not, that was a good one.
Yeah. Popping in here. I just like, I don't know. Who asked for this?
Right. Yeah. It's just another one of those weird. Yeah. Who even cares? I don't even know. I have nothing to say about this. It's boring.
We likely will not be reviewing this one. Is what it's coming down to. I feel like I brought this one up, or maybe it was just another documentary type film. But Little Richard, I Am Everything. You probably know who Little Richard is. This is a documentary about him. That feels like all I need to say.
Yeah. Yeah. Another one of these biopics / documentaries. It might be streaming. I don't know if it's going to be in the movies or not, actually, but yeah, I can't say that I'm a big Little Richard guy, so.
Yeah, no showtimes popping up. HBO Max.
Okay.
So HBO does a good job on documentaries. So, maybe it's one I throw on randomly just because I like music. I like, this is early days rock and roll,
Oh, yeah.
100% shaped what it is now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, good for him. I think he's dead, so we won't see it, but still,
yeah,
probably a super interesting story to tell.
Whole lot of notable people in it. We got Mick Jagger, Paul McCartney, and Little Richard as Little Richard, so he's going to be in it himself. But I mean, it's just archived footage because he's definitely dead.
Yeah. Only 3 years ago. I thought it might have been a little.
Oh wow.
Longer.
Yeah, I had no idea. Everything's in such black and white. You would think this dude was born in like the 1800s.
Yeah. Showed up. He definitely. Well, that's not even like a guess here. He 100% inspired like Prince.
I was just gonna say that. Yep, it's clear.
Yeah. So he has that style, that swag.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like the kind of guy to hang out with Rick James. I don't think that's true at all. But
yeah, 7.7 out of 10 too. So not too bad.
Yeah, I truly believe it's probably a very interesting story. Just not something I super care about, but something to watch.
Maybe I'll throw it on sometime, like you said. Just throw it on in the background whenever I'm just chilling.
Learn something.
Yeah, little rock and roll.
Rock and roll. Next film here, This also seems to be getting a much very narrow release. It's called Somewhere in Queens. Leo and Angela Russo live a simple life in Queens, surrounded by their overbearing Italian American family. When their son Sticks finds success on his high school basketball team, Leo tears the family apart, trying to make it happen. So this is starred and directed by Ray Romano.
Hell yeah, everybody loves Ray.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. But no, never heard anything about this movie. It looks like a very small type of film, very low budget. But at the same time, Ray Romano, he does some interesting things now. He was in that movie Paddleton. Have you seen that?
No, I don't think I have.
It is on Netflix. So it's Ray Romano and oh man, I don't know his real name, but Pete from The League.
Okay.
The main guy from The League. But essentially the story was Pete gets cancer.
Mm-hmm.
It might not have been cancer, something that's going to kill him in like the next month or whatever. And he wants to basically euthanize himself before it gets too bad. And so they go on this long journey, you know, their one last road trip, all that before he eventually does the deed. But he was very good in that. Very unknown movie, I guess. But Ray Romano he's doing better things than everybody loves Raymond now.
I just saw that this has a 9 out of 10 on IMDb, and with 80 ratings, 42 out of those gave it a perfect 10 out of 10.
It was everyone in the movie.
That seems like, yeah, that just seems like outrageous. A 10 out of 10?
That'll probably come down. I don't know how. It's a basketball story. What? I don't know a single Italian basketball player, so that's another thing.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's right in our realm either. Oh, it's Sebastian Maniscalco's in it. That's an Italian comedian. Yeah, it seems like Italian meets basketball meets Ray Romano here.
Ray Romano Italian? Romano sounds like an Italian last name, so that
if
makes sense.
If he's not Italian, then I don't even know what to think anymore. It just he would have to be.
Grew up in Queens, of course he did.
Yeah.
It doesn't really say. Made $19 million a year on Everybody Loves Raymond.
That's insane. The only time I ever watched that show is whenever I was changing the channels to put on something else.
Yeah, exactly. You see him and his fake brother. Where's Ray? I'm just like, okay, that's enough. Time to change the channel.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like listening to the Queens, Brooklyn type of accent, so that's always just kind of fun to listen to.
Yeah. Ray Romano did not know he was 65 years old.
It's good.
Doesn't seem like he's 65 years old. He looks younger than that. Good for him. He's just killing it. Yeah.
Oh, he was in The Irishman. I forgot.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I always forget he's Manny. But it makes sense. Fucking Ice Age. Love that movie. All right. That seems interesting enough. That's probably another streamer. I don't even think it's coming to anything.
I did see that it's playing in a couple places around here, but it's like actually surprisingly there's a showing closer than Beau's Afraid.
Fuck.
So it's like, what the hell?
I got there's one theater showing it, and there's one showtime this whole week.
Wow.
And it's all right. You see that, or the next one is in Live Oak, Texas, which is 50 miles away. So not going there. All right, Ty, I'm gonna cough my head off while you do the news.
All right, here we go. We got a lot of stuff since we've waited a couple extra days here to record, so didn't have to really scrape up anything here. Just kind of threw a bunch of stuff together. We got a lot, so here we go. First off, talk about her a lot. Mia Goth, she's joining the MCU. She's joining the Blade cast. So Yann Demange, he's got to be French. He's directing this movie. He's known for Lovecraft Country, which was on Netflix. This is his first major film release, as far as I can tell. But she's joining Mahershala Ali, who we already know will star as Blade. Her role is not yet known, though, so good for her for getting that Marvel bag and getting more recognition, because I've said it so many times, she deserves it. And while I'm speaking about Marvel, it's looking like shit's getting even worse for Jonathan Majors. his manager and him has split ways, and so far from what I've seen, it's not looking good at all. Marvel still has yet to really been in talks to replace him, though. So who knows what's going to happen there? Still the biggest rise and fall of all time, if this all comes to the light is true.
It's so quick.
Yeah, just unbelievable. We were just talking about how awesome he's been in all this stuff, and turns out he's just a major dickhead. Not shocking, but whatever. More quick Marvel news, real quick, while I'm on it though. Adam Driver is rumored to be in final talks to play Reed Richards in Fantastic Four, so that's kind of cool. I did not see that coming.
I'm sorry, I missed it. Who?
Adam Driver.
Reed?
Yeah, Reed Richards, Adam Driver.
I can't do it.
Yeah, I don't know if
I
a lot of people wanted him to be Doctor Doom. I feel like that would be a better look for him.
That's
Reed
more
Richards.
fair.
Yeah,
give me his monotone voice as a Doctor Doom rather than. Yeah, no, that's tough for me. So yeah. I feel like I have a love-hate for Adam Driver. Obviously massively talented.
Yeah,
his Kylo Ren performance ruined a lot for me because he's done so well in things like A Marriage Story, where you can tell awesome. He's deeply involved. He can act his ass off for sure, and he's also a silly dude. What was that other movie he did with
Black Klansman?
Oh, well, that too. That's another one.
That movie was great.
It was with Channing.
Is it the Logan Lucky? That was it.
Yes. I'm like, all right, this dude's just silly. He's fun. But yeah, for me now, from that, he needs very shoehorned roles, sadly, for me. So I hope he's good at whatever he does, but that one's very tough for me.
I like Adam Driver. I guess I would consider myself a big Adam Driver guy, especially like you said, Marriage Story, unbelievable movie. He's so good in that. And I'm looking at his picture on IMDb here. He's got the tux on. He's got the hair a little bit shorter. It's looking like I could maybe see Reed Richards out of that. So we'll see if that ends up being true or not. Let's see. While we're at Mia Goth, though, A24 revealed that Maxine has started filming, so that's going to be the last in the X trilogy from Ty West. And so that cast so far includes Elizabeth Debicki, Moses Sumney, Michelle Monaghan, Bobby Cannavale, Lily Collins Halsey, Giancarlo Esposito, and Kevin Bacon. And Mia Goth said it's the best script of the 3 X movies and the biggest story and the highest stakes. So I can't wait for that. I've been so big on those 2 movies, and wrapping it up with this movie is going to be probably awesome. So I can't wait for that one. That's probably going to be a while away, though, now. Another bit here. Renfield absolutely bombed its opening weekend. So I'm glad me and you didn't run to go see this, because it opened to an estimated $7.7 million domestically, and it added $2.3 million from overseas market for a grand total of $10 million. With a reported budget of $65 million, it would take a miracle to recover that, with some big movies coming up here soon. So yeah, that's not a good look for Renfield whatsoever. It's going to be a pretty big bomb.
I don't know how the fuck you get that budget. Why is it so high for what it is? Unless they're doing a lot of crazy him flying around, turning into a bat bullshit. Why is this $65 million worth of movie?
It sounds like it's all got to be CGI, especially from that trailer, like all like the CGI making Nick Cage float around and shit. That's got to be what it is. So I don't know.
Someone screwed up.
I do want to watch it eventually whenever it's streaming, which probably won't be very long now. I would be willing to bet it's on Prime in maybe a month or 2 tops. But here we go. Another Stephen King adaptation is coming, as if we don't talk about these all the time either. But this one is The Boogeyman. So it's based on a short story that Stephen King wrote. The trailer's out. I watched it, and it gives off like the same vibe as movies like The Conjuring or The Nun. It doesn't look really great at all. So none of the recent Stephen King adaptations have been really good. We've mentioned that, like I said, but this is probably another one for that list. Just not good Stephen King adaptations.
Good for him getting the bag, though, just on all these little things, like not even full-fledged novels.
Yeah,
and it's been like that forever. Some of his best ones are just from short stories, like Stand By Me, Shawshank. Those were short stories. So, dude writes so much. That's another thing. I want to know how much money he has. He has to be doing pretty okay.
Yeah, he's the absolute shit. I love Stephen King. I'm a huge fan. And now I'm going to look up his net worth while we're on it.
Yeah, get his net worth, and then I want to know. So Boogeyman came out in 73. So this is 40 years. Holy fuck, I'm old. 50 years later that a
Wow.
movie's coming out.
So let's guess his net worth. I already have it,
Oh
but go ahead and
boy.
guess.
I 3 to 400 million.
You're close. It's 5. Half a
Yeah.
bill. Half
Good
a
for
bill.
him.
Man,
It makes
he is
sense.
absolutely killing it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well deserved, but I didn't know he saw, let's see how old he is. It always shocks me. He's 75.
Yeah. Yeah, he's old. But he's been writing for fucking ever too.
Oh yeah. You can tell too, like he's aged like fine wine. You can tell in some of his pictures whenever he's back on his drug and coke days that he just
Yeah.
looks like a psychopath.
Some
And
of his
then,
best work though.
oh, absolutely. But now he just looks like a normal guy. I'm gonna send you this picture that I just took. I'm gonna send you this picture I just took of him, and it's what he used to look like back in those days, and it's just creepy.
Oh boy.
Looks
I'm
like
also-
R.L. Stein.
I'm also reading. Oh god. Okay. Oh yeah. No, he got that little buck tooth.
That is
Yeah,
crazy.
he's a little
looking.
fucked up looking. Jesus. I'm reading the wiki page for the Boogeyman.
I was gonna say, is he like the originator of the term the boogeyman?
I don't think so because
Yeah, I was gonna
in
say
the
surely
like
not.
it's a thing in like Spanish culture, the El Cucuy. You know,
Yeah.
Tony Ferguson just creeping in on you.
Creeping into elbow you in your neck.
But this turned into a play in 1982, and then that play was turned into a movie in 2010, and that movie only ended up being 27 minutes. So how they're
What
going to
the
stretch
fuck?
that out, I don't know.
27 minutes. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Huh.
So there's going to be a lot of creative rights, I imagine.
Yeah, it seemed like just a run at the mill. Like teens are gonna go see this movie. There's dudes crawling on the walls and shit like that. Spooky jump scares.
2010 version got a 5.4 rating.
I feel like being 27 minutes long, it shouldn't even be able to be classified as a movie. Like that is not a feature length film.
It's not.
But you know, whatever. What are you gonna do?
The 1982 play got a 4.5. So maybe this just isn't very good if it can't be adapted correctly.
Yeah, like I don't know. Maybe the boogeyman ain't it.
Nah.
One last thing here. One last thing here. It's not a long one, but it's a big one. I had to look this up. Cannes Film Festival.
I say the same thing to Sophie.
I would have for sure I would have for sure thought it was pronounced Cons or Con, whatever. Nope, just Cannes Film Festival. 2023 lineups announced. So this year's festival takes place from May 16th to the 27th. It features new movies in competition for the Palme d'Or, the highest prize awarded at the festival. It's considered one of the film industry's most prestigious awards. So past winners include Triangle of Sadness, which, Jesus, not a great look for that, but Titane, which I'm not sure if you've seen that. Absolutely wild movie. And then Parasite. Titane, yeah, you'll have to check that one out sometime. It is pretty much, I think I haven't seen it for a couple years. A chick gives, she gives birth to like a robot. She's like, it's fucking wild, dude.
So it sounds like it's a 1 out of 3 for this reward, with Parasite being the best.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I actually want to watch this though. This looks fun.
Yeah, you should absolutely watch Titanic and let me know what you think. But it's kind of like the Oscars if it was just for new movies and it was French. So it has awards similar to the Oscars though, like Best Actor, Actress, Film, Director, all that. But then it also has a featured section called Uncertain Regard, which features young and upcoming talent. So that's pretty cool. But notable entries this year that can win the Palme d'Or award are Asteroid City by Wes Anderson. And that's pretty much the only one that we would know that's in competition. A lot of other French films and some movies we probably haven't heard of yet. But then also they're going to show Killers of the Flower Moon by Scorsese and the new Indiana Jones movie there. But those two are not eligible for the award. Um, yeah, a lot of movies we've never heard of, and probably some that will probably be pretty good, I'd have to assume. But a lot of French movies that we will probably never watch.
Man, how do we get like invites to get free badges to this stuff? We could just go. I'd go to this.
This would be
I'm,
cool.
Yeah.
Go to France for 2 weeks.
I wouldn't understand most of it, but I'd have fun.
Yeah, like I said, we definitely got to brush up on our French, and maybe if the TikTok starts blowing up, we'll start to get invited to this shit.
Yeah, send us your way, France.
Hell yeah. I think that's it though for news. So
all right. Well, I'm glad you had some difficult things to pronounce. It's not always just me. It's such a pain reading all this stuff.
It really is.
I realize, like, and someone made a good point. They're like, never make fun of someone who pronounces something wrong, because that means they have only read it. They've never heard it before. Yeah. And I'm like, that's fair. But at the same time, I sound like a fucking moron anytime I read all this stuff. But Ty, I'm going to either convince you to see or not see Dungeons and Dragons.
Not see.
I'm going to do this spoiler free. And I'm gonna. It's a very tough one to go. You know, this came out the same time as Super Mario, and I opted to see Super Mario, as did you. That was the right call.
Yeah.
Super Mario, definitely a better movie. And what I was thinking for D&D, seeing like kind of the mixtures and ratings between critics and fans and everything like that, I'm like, okay. It seems like it's made for the fans, the people who play D&D. They'll get a lot more out of it than maybe just an average goer or someone who thinks D&D is only for weird nerds that have never left the basement. Which, I'll be honest, I thought that for a while too, but it's a very fun game.
Me too. Yeah, that's another thing. Growing up, getting older, I realized that's just not just for nerds. It's probably open-minded. I would love to play that. Just like in high school. In high school, I thought Slipknot sucked. Guess what? I was so wrong. I love Slipknot, dude. Turns out,
it's really fun.
Yeah, turns out. So yeah,
it's something like I wish I would have. Like, I think we could have had a decent friend group playing D&D in high school.
That would have been great
if we just would have got rid of our bias.
Yeah,
opened our minds a little bit. We could have been doing that instead of playing Black Ops 2 or whatever shit Modern Warfare it was at the time.
Exactly.
After Modern Warfare 3, I'm like, okay, I'm kind of done. But anyways, it you know, I thought it was going to be like that, so I gave it a go, and it's fun. And there are little things that people who do play the game will pick up on, such as like names of spells or items. Some of the places that you go to, like Neverwinter, is a very common place to play in D&D. So all that's recognizable, but it doesn't add enough to make it that much better if you knew what the game was from the start. So if you go into this movie, no knowledge of Dungeons and Dragons at all, you'd still be fine.
Yeah.
So this is where it gets kind of tough. The story is pretty bland, and it's one of those stories, much like the problem I had with Creed 3, is it could have been resolved in the first 20 minutes if people would just listen. And this really isn't a spoiler because this happens in the trailer. Essentially, the main dude is trying to go and get back his daughter. So the reason why he has to go get his daughter in the first place is because he got captured on a heist. And he told the dude that he worked with to stay with her, protect her, all that good stuff until he gets out of prison. And so gets out of prison, comes back, and essentially the dude who protected her this whole time just lied to her and said, nah, your dad was going to steal this thing for all the riches in the world, all this money. And when in reality, the heist was to get this tablet that could have supposedly brought his dead wife back.
Okay.
And so the daughter just immediately believes that dude over her dad. And I'm like, wait, give them like 5 minutes to explain. And it just didn't happen. I'm like, okay, well, that sucks because that completely ruined the story for me. Um, but throughout the movie, they run into obstacles, and then the obstacles are easily resolved by it's like, oh, I just happen to have a random ass item that does exactly what we needed to do at this exact time. And it's like, that's kind of funny because that does happen in Dungeons and Dragons at times, but it doesn't make for a good movie. Like,
Yeah.
they need to struggle a little bit. They can't just be like, wait, what is that item? It's like, oh, yeah, I just picked this up off the fucking ground. It's like, oh, that's exactly what we needed. So that there were problems with that. Comedy is there. I had a few good laughs here and there. There's a part where they have to wake up dead people. And the way the spell works, and this is how it works in D&D, which is the really funny part, is you can awake the dead and you have to ask them 5 questions. And like sometimes they don't ask the 5 questions and they're just still up and about. They're like, wait a minute, you got to ask the other questions or I can't go back to being dead. And they just leave them. I'm like, that's kind of funny.
Oh wait, I did see that in the trailer. That was kind of funny.
Yeah, that's kind of funny.
He's like, are you sure? And then like, okay, I remember that part. It's funny. Yeah, that was good.
That's a little funny. And then what might have bothered me even more than the story that was full of holes was the CGI. This movie had $150 million budget. For talking about the $65 million Renfield budget, this is over double that. And their CGI was dog shit.
Oh, no.
It was massively recognizable to the point where there are, I can always tell when CGI is kind of bad when someone's falling and they're going to get like caught by someone or something. And you can kind of see them slow down just before they get caught, as if the wire that's lowering them down does that. And it's super noticeable. I'm like, okay, that's annoying. But then the other races, like there's a Dragonborn race, and then I don't remember the names of these races, but there's a race that you essentially look like a griffin, and then there's another race that looks like a cat.
Okay.
And they look like fucking puppets from Mr. Rogers.
Oh no.
And like, not to knock Mr. Rogers at all, would never do that. Pittsburgh guy through and through.
Shout out to Mr. Rogers.
But when your budget is $150 million, you can do a little better than puppets.
Yeah, definitely.
So that was rough as well. Just like completely took me out of it. And that's where I'm like, wait, is it supposed to be bad on purpose? Is that kind of the gimmick? But at the same time, either way, that doesn't look good. So overall, it's not a horrible movie. I ended up giving it a 5 out of 10. You can pop it on. It's a streamer. This is not something I'm going to run to theaters and see. I talked to the rest of the people I play D&D with, and they kind of felt the same. It's like, yes, there's humor here and there. It was funny, but it's an overall kind of forgettable movie.
Okay. Yeah, it sounds about right. That's about what I had expected from it going in. As like, it looked like a solid adventure, like action in quotation marks kind of movie. I feel like I'd probably land at about a 5 on a 2 if I watch it, given everything you said. Definitely will probably still maybe throw it on sometime in the future if it's on, whatever. But yeah, like you said, didn't make a big effort to go see it in the theater. Definitely wouldn't now, but I'll probably check it out sometime.
Yeah, and it's like the rating right now, it's way too high for me. Like IMDb has it as 7.6. I saw critic ratings as low as in like the 40s. And I'm like, okay, neither of those are super fair. I think it's somewhere in between there. It really depends on yourself. But there are some good standout performances. Honestly, Hugh Grant, he's the, I guess, bad guy in this movie. He's great in everything he's in. He doesn't get enough screen time in this, but he was very good. Michelle Rodriguez, she's from all the Fast and Furious movies.
Yeah.
She's just playing who she plays in everything else.
That's what I kind of figured.
There's nothing more to it except, hey, now she's a half orc or whatever the fuck she is. I don't even remember what she was. Um, but random thing, Bradley Cooper's in it
Huh.
for like 5 minutes. He plays an elf, I believe. Not an elf. I'm sorry. Oh my god, hobbit, gnome. I don't know. One of the smaller races. I don't know why I'm drawing such a blank. But just out of nowhere, he's just there. I'm like, all right, that's Bradley Cooper. What's up? Doesn't add really anything to the story other than Michelle Rodriguez's character is having a thing for the smaller folk. that was like kind of her plot, her backstory was she got exiled from her clan because she fell in love with Bradley Cooper's character back in the day, and he wasn't the same race. You can't do that.
Oh, okay.
So it was okay. Yet again, I'm not gonna be rooting for this movie. I'll probably never watch it again, and I'll probably forget about it in the next year or so.
So I do have one question. Is it people playing D&D and we like jump into their world, or is it just actually like D&D's own universe?
It is D&D's universe. So like the Neverwinter place that a lot of the movie takes place, that's a very common place in D&D adventures and everything.
Okay.
So that's really it. Like if you took the Dungeons and Dragons out of this and just called it Honor Among Thieves, no one would ever know.
Okay.
People would hear Neverwinter, and people who play D&D would be like, wait a minute, I know that place. That's kind of just it.
Yeah, it sounds like they were kind of trying to draw in that D&D audience then.
Exactly. They were using the name to get the hype around it. Otherwise, if that wasn't around this and you just saw this film, one, I don't think you could get the actors you got in this movie to be in it. Right. Two, I don't think it would be rated as highly as it is, nor do I think it would be as rated as lowly as it is by certain critics. It's just kind of like that. It's like they use the name. Also, I just clicked on the director and I didn't realize I know who the director is. It's he from Waiting. He's like the new kid in Waiting. Mitch.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What's his name?
John Francis Daly.
Okay, I knew I've heard of him before. I knew didn't he used to be in Freaks and Geeks too?
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, so he was in that, and then he's a kid in Waiting that just tells everyone at the end to shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
and he just hates Dane Cook's character.
That movie. Yeah, no, else.
he directed it.
Okay,
so good. That's okay. Good for him, I guess. I don't know anything else he's directed, but he's directed 8 things. That, Game Night, and Vacation.
Oh, the new Vacation.
Yeah.
That old chestnut.
Yeah, so. Cool. Good enough.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, probably throw it on sometime and see what happens in the background.
However,
play some games.
It does have the same writer as Spider-Man Homecoming.
Oh, wow.
Jonathan Goldstein.
Well, it's got that going for it, I guess.
Huh, interesting. All right. But yeah, that's Dungeons and Dragons. See it when it streams. Don't go to theaters.
Yeah. Sounds good. I don't think I will. Don't think I will run to the theater to see that.
No, not worth it. But Ty, we didn't have a lot to review this time, but you are very excited about this show, and so we're gonna call this section "What's the Beef?"
The beef is beef, baby. I cannot shut the fuck up about this show because I love it so much. I've been telling everybody I know to watch. I've been tweeting about it. I should fire off a TikTok about it, if I'm being honest. But yeah, Netflix's biggest show, at least it seems to me, in a while. And I'm gonna try to keep it as spoiler free as possible because I want you to watch it. I think it's great, and I don't want to spoil that for you. So here we go. The synopsis is: Beef follows the aftermath of a road rage incident between 2 strangers. Danny Cho, a failing contractor with a chip on his shoulder. He goes head-to-head with Amy Lau, a self-made entrepreneur with a picturesque life. The increasing stakes of their feud unravel their lives and relationships in this darkly comedic and deeply moving series. That's like spot on. So it's created by Lee Sung Jin, who's been a writer for shows like Dave, Silicon Valley, Two Broke Girls, It's Always Sunny, and Robin Big. And it stars Steven Yeun, who we know from like Nope, The Walking Dead, Minari, which earned him a Best Actor nomination. And then he was also in um, Okja. That's a Bong Joon-ho movie. And he's the voice of the main character in Invincible, which is awesome. And then he's also in an I Think You Should Leave skit, another show that is great on Netflix. He plays Danny Cho, the down on his luck contractor who's involved in the road rage incident. And then we have Ali Wong, who's the comedian known for her several stand-up specials and starring, writing, and producing in the movie Always Be My Maybe, and lots of voice acting and all the other acting work too. But she plays Amy, the small business owner who operates a plant selling business, and she gets into the accident with Danny. And then it also has Joseph Lee, Young Mazzino, and David Cho, the artist, in a supporting role. So I thought this was A24's first to go at a TV series, but they have had their hand in quite a bit of television, it turns out. So I checked and all kinds of stuff that you'd probably recognize, but they genuinely don't put out anything terrible. Like, I was on their website, and I don't think anything they make is bad. So pretty much anything with A24 slapped on it these days is going to be great, and this is really no difference. Right now, the show has an 8.3 out of 10 on IMDb and a 98% certified fresh rating on Rotten Tomatoes. And yeah, so like I said, it's not only one of the best shows Netflix has this year, but pretty much one that they've ever put out. So from the very first episode, the show just hooked me in. And you experience everything you'd want out of a great series. It's funny, it's dramatic, and it's well acted. I can't praise the acting enough. Steven Yeun, Ali Wong, Young Mazzino, and David Cho. They're just so good as their characters, especially David Cho, who's really he's an artist in real life. He also did all the artwork at the beginning of each episode. But man, he really can act too in this show. It's nuts. And Steven Yeun and Ali Wong make you feel so much of what their characters are going through, and they portray their emotions on their faces and how they talk and speak. And I could see them probably at least 2 or 3 of these people all being nominated for an Emmy here, whenever that rolls around, whenever the hell that is. But like I said to you earlier, it's the perfect runtime. It's 10 episodes, and they're each about 30 minutes apiece. So we don't get that too often these days. Everything's kind of about an hour long, 45 minutes. But doesn't feel like a single minute's wasted, especially whenever you think about it wrapping up, coming to a natural conclusion, and then shit just fires right back up and hits the fan again. It's perfectly bingeable on a weekend or a few weeknights even, or just one lazy day. Just go ahead and do the whole damn thing. But it also does such a good job using music to enhance what you're watching on the screen. Each episode has some songs you've probably heard before, and it elevates it to that next level. And then the song gets stuck in your head, and I've been listening to the same 3 or 4 songs from the show for about a week now. But I've watched the whole thing twice now. I watched it once by myself, and then I watched it with Tay last weekend because she was a couple episodes in, and I finished it. But yeah, absolutely unbelievable. I could keep going on and on about it, but I don't really want to spoil much for anything for anyone. So I'll just say watch it. You won't regret it. It's chaotic, it's hilarious, and it's really, really moving. I loved it. So can't recommend it enough.
Yeah, that sounds. You easily convinced me to watch it. What? When I think you watched like the first episode or two, and you're like, dude, this might be the best show I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And so immediately I'm like, yeah, I got to give that a go then. And I think, like I said, I think I'm going to end up watching an episode or two tonight. I was surprised, however, you said episodes are only 30 minutes. Are they all 30 minutes?
Just about. I think they're all about 30, maybe 35 minutes a piece. There's not really anything long. And
then only 10 episodes like most Netflix?
Yeah, 10 episodes, yep.
Damn, okay. And then, not super spoilery, but is there going to be more?
I don't want to say.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. I'll leave that at, once you watch, we'll talk about it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm this way with a lot of anime that just does one and done seasons.
Hmm.
And I'm all about that for like every type of show. If you can
Hmm.
get everything into a single season in its perfection, fantastic. Do not come back for a season 2 because it will suck.
Hmm.
And I've seen that mostly in the anime world. But there's just so much out there that they just squeeze and squeeze and squeeze to get as much out of it as they can. And
Yeah.
I hope I hope that's obviously not the case with this one, but
Hmm.
definitely giving it a watch. Um, I was surprised to see who was in it. Stephen Young, is that how you say his last name?
Yeah.
Ewing.
Yeah.
Um, he is in a lot. I think the first thing I saw him in was, God damn. Uh, I think the first thing I saw him in was probably The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
I know he's definitely been in more than that before then, but
Uh-huh.
maybe I just didn't recognize him. Um, yeah, he was in I Origins, which that wasn't great. If you ever go and watch that wasn't great. Interesting enough, but like I said, not great.
Hmm.
Um, his first credit for acting was in the video game Crisis. He played Korean Soldier 2.
Wow.
So, and then he came in one episode Big Bang Theory, and then yeah, I guess the biggest thing, 81 episodes as Glenn in The Walking Dead before he got his fucking skull crushed in.
Yeah. Baseball bat to the dome
Yeah.
piece.
But no, he's one of those guys that he pick and chooses somewhat weird scripts, probably,
Hmm. Hmm.
but they're all memorable.
Yeah.
And why shouldn't they be? And then Invincible, that's another thing that's just very, very well done. So definitely going to give it a go. And then the girl, why can't I think of her? Ali
Ali
Wong.
Wong. Yeah.
Yeah, also great in pretty much everything she's in.
Yeah.
Um,
Absolutely.
she's like the better Aquafina.
100%. Yeah. Absolutely.
It is really what it is. And for some reason, I thought she was in Everything Everywhere, but that was not her. Um, but she's fun. A lot of people give this show shit, but I think it's hilarious. People are like, "You're a fucking pedophile if you like this show," but Big Mouth,
Oh yeah, Big Mouth. Yeah, I like
dude,
Big Mouth.
I fucking crack up. It's so fucking absurd and raunchy, and people are like, "Oh, you like watching little kids walk around with their dicks out and stuff?" I'm like, dude, it's a cartoon and it's fucking funny.
Yeah, it's
So
hilarious. It's got every
yeah,
so many notable comedians in it.
yeah. So people just like being angry.
Yeah.
Uh, but Ali Wong plays Ali in that and looks exactly like her character, and I
Yeah.
never piece that together. Uh,
Yeah.
like you go and look at her picture on IMDb, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's her.
Uh-huh.
Um, but yeah, so digging more into Beef,
Hmm.
comedy, horror, thriller. What bucket are you
Definitely,
putting that in?
definitely comedy and drama.
Okay,
Dramedy. It's that all the way.
okay.
It's
Um,
great.
any name one shortcoming.
There's not more of it.
Okay, fair. I like it. Yeah, I wanted you to get all right. You could say one bad thing about it. But no, I'm 100% going to give that a watch tonight. And by watch tonight, I mean I'll probably be finished with it by the weekend.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, like I said, it'd probably take you about, if you binge it all in one go, probably like 5, 6 hours or so,
Okay.
maybe. So yeah,
Yeah.
you could. It's definitely doable. But yeah, and enjoy it. It's a good one.
Okay. Awesome. I'm excited to do that tonight. We're finally caught up on Attack on Titan, so it's
Hmm.
time for me to throw something else on.
Yeah, I've been wondering what I'm going to start next. I think I'm going to do Barry.
Barry, I watched the first season. It's fun.
Yeah. I know it's in its last season now, and I'm still watching like Succession and everything, but it comes out once a week, so need
And
something
so
to watch in the meantime.
I've been binging Succession. I am
Oh yeah.
I'm halfway through season 2.
Okay.
So I think I will get caught up before that finale. That's my goal.
Nice.
But I don't know how much is left. What, 4, 3?
I think it was either maybe 4. Yeah, I don't know if there's
Okay,
8
I can
episodes
do
this
that.
last season or 10. I think there's only 8 episodes. I could be wrong though. I'm gonna have to look now because it's gonna drive me crazy.
So Ty, we end up being a TV podcast as well because there's a
Yeah,
lot of good things we can watch. And hey, we set the rules. We're the ones who
yeah.
run this shit. We can talk about whatever the hell we want. If there's not any good movies that week, fuck you. We're talking about TV.
That makes sense. If there's a good show worth talking about, we might as well.
Yeah. We just won't be one of those shows that are only dedicated to a single thing.
Yeah.
Because
It does look like there's 10 episodes in the last season of Succession, though. So, yeah.
So what's that? What are you at now? 6?
4. 4 just came out.
4 just came. Oh, shit. Okay. All right. So I got time. I'll get caught up.
Yeah, definitely.
We can go in on that. But I'm trying to see a movie this weekend, too. So, Ty, if I had to pick, if I had to choose between Evil Dead and Beau is Afraid, what should I do?
Evil Dead, I think, for sure.
Okay.
But it's tough. But I would say, well, yeah, Evil Dead for sure, just because I think for as far as like we've been in the mood to watch that horror movie, that'll be it. Beau is Afraid, still think it'll be good, but I don't think it's going to scratch that itch.
Fair. And I think I have to try a little harder to find Beau is Afraid, too.
Yeah, exactly. It seems like it's harder to come by.
Sweet. So my hope is Evil Dead is paired with Renfield. That way I can have a good and a bad. And
that'd be perfect.
Kind of piece that together. So usually they tell you what the second movie is by now. So I'm going to look up real quick and maybe even buy tickets as I'm talking here.
In real time.
In real time. It is Friday. Fuck you. Okay. It's Evil Dead and Scream 6. They've tried to put out Scream 6 the past month or however long Scream 6 has been out. I'm not doing that.
Damn.
So,
trying to
but
double
now,
for Scream.
Now they did what I wanted them to do last week. They're doing Super Mario and D&D in one go.
That would have been cool.
I should have just waited. God damn it.
Yeah, that would have been perfect. I can't believe Scream came out like what? The beginning of last month or maybe
I
even
thought that was like February.
Yeah, it seems so long ago.
Whatever. That's a shame. They need to put it all in one go. But, that's how they get people to go see other things.
Yeah, package it up. So it's looking like tomorrow I got Evil Dead, Friday I got The Covenant, and then hopefully sometime between now and next episode I can squeeze in Beau is Afraid. So that's looking like the game plan.
All right. Well, that sounds good. Hopefully I can talk more than a few minutes without coughing to death and having to mute myself over and over. So we'll find out next time.
We'll find out next time on Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, God. And then we'll have 13 filler episodes until we... All right. But that'll do it. And we will check you later.
Thanks, guys.